Hello peeps, today I'm going to show you how to add text into your tracks. So first of all you validate your track, and then what you do is you click on this little camera icon and then click the edit button next to in-game, and you'll see you have this little box underneath your cursor. These are your trigger points. So what you do is you put one down on your track where you want your text to appear. So I'll put mine just after the start there, and you'll see when you've clicked on it, because that block that you clicked on will be highlighted in green, and you'll also be able to see your car inside the block. So you click on this little icon down here, it says edit trigger, click on that once and your main screen will change. Then move along one icon and there will be an icon here which says add track, click on that once and it'll bring up this menu, and you want to find the button which says text and then click on that. Now on the left here you'll see there's very many things that you can change. There's a lot of parameters that you can change for your text. Now to get your text to actually appear on screen, there's a little option here which says track text. Click the three dots next to that and they'll become highlighted, and then type in text that you want to appear. Hit enter and it will appear on screen. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the video, but I've typed in hello. So to change the amount of time that the text appears on screen, you have the block start and the block end. The block start is generally kept at 0 minutes 0 seconds. And that means that as soon as your car goes into that block that you highlighted on the track, that trigger point, then the text will show up immediately. And the block end is sort of the amount of time after it starts. So at the moment it's by default it's set to 3 seconds, so that means that as soon as you hit that block the text will appear on screen immediately and it will stay on screen for 3 seconds and then it will disappear. So, and obviously you can change the time values, so the block start I wouldn't advise changing, but the block end you can change to maybe 5 seconds if you want to keep the text up for longer. Now to change the colour of your text, there's two different methods that you can use to change the colour of your text. The first one here, you have this colour chart, and it's quite easy to use. You have a top bar which is filled with colour, and then a bottom bar which is like I'm not sure what the technical terminology is, but you got this top one which changes the colour of the overall colour, and then this bottom one where you can change the sort of shade. So there I've just changed it to a nice blue, and you can see it appears now in blue. Alternatively, what you can do is you can go back to your track text, and if you know how to put colour into your actual name in the game, you'll understand it uses hexadecimal coding. You can do the same in this. So I'll do that, and then you have it in blue, and it'll also appear in blue in your little menu here. If you're not sure what hexadecimal coding is, you can Google it, and I'm sure there's plenty of forums which explain how it's done if you want to try that. So I'll just leave that as it is for now, and I'll leave it a nice blue colour. Now to change the position of the text on the screen, you can do this two ways. Underneath the colour option you have pos X and pos Y. These are like coordinates for where the text is. So you can change those values. So change the pos X to 0.5, and you'll see, I don't know if you can see it, but the text is jump across the screen. Change it to minus 0.5, and it jumps across to the other side. And position Y, so position X is changing the horizontal position of the text, so that moves it either left or right, and position Y will change its vertical position, so I've put it to 0.5 and it's up there. Change it to minus 0.5, oops, and it's just jumped down. You probably can't see it because of the car. So you can do that to change the position, but what I find easier is put your cursor over the text on like your main screen here, right click, and then you can drag the text where you want it to be, which is quite good. So I use that method a lot. And there's more complicated things that happen, which I'll go over in a later video. For example, like if you put your text up here and then play the video, you see the text actually moves, and I'll go over that in a later video how that works. So I'll go back to the first frame, and I'll change everything back to 0. There you go. Right. Now underneath that you have depth. To be honest, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. I imagine that you can, like, in effect layer your, like, if you're having like different pictures and different bits of text, you can effectively layer the text using the depth. I don't know. I'll change the value actually. See if it does anything. No, the value doesn't do anything. So I think that's what depth's for, but I'm not 100% sure. Underneath that you have ROT, which stands for rotation, and basically it just rotates, you know, your text. So 90 degrees, it's changed it to that. 180 degrees, just turned it upside down. 270 degrees. Yeah. 360. Oops. And it brings it back to normal. So yeah, as you have rotation there, that's quite self-explanatory. Now you have, underneath that you have scale X and scale Y. What you can do there is, that changes the size within the X-axis and the Y-axis. So if you change the size in the X-axis, that will change it horizontally, I think. Yeah, there you go. So change that to 2, and it stretches it out to the left and to the right. And scale Y will stretch it up and down. So change that to 2, and you'll see it stretches. And if you want to make your thing bigger overall, you just change the two scale values and make sure the scale values are the same, so they're both at 2 just now, and you can see that the text here is double the size it originally was. I'll change that back. And opacity, that's how transparent the text is. So, and it's just like a little slider bar. So at the moment it's set, the opacity is set to full. That means it's a solid colour, so you can see it clearly on screen. However, if I move this slider down slowly, you see the text starts to fade away until it's finally invisible, effectively. So opacity is basically how visible the text is, how clear it is on the screen. So if the slider is all the way to the right, that's it, fully visible. If it's all the way to the left, then it's invisible. So there you go, that's a basic introduction to all the text effects. In the next video I'll show you how to animate your text, and you can use the timeline down here, and also introduce something called keys or keyframes. So I'll introduce all of that in the next video. Thanks for watching, catch you later. Hello again. So I was a bit hasty in finishing the video. I didn't really finish it off properly, so I'll just finish it off just now. Once you've done, well, to finish off putting your text in, you've got your text here. Basically just, I'll change the time value back to 2 seconds. And like, what you can do is you can also play the video down here so you can see what it looks like. And then what you can do is you can go up to exit in the top left hand corner, and then validate your track again, and you'll see just after the start that the text will pop up for 2 seconds before disappearing. So there you go, it says hello there, and then 2 seconds later it disappears. So that's just a basic what do you call it? It's just a basic video of how text works. like I said, in a later video I'll go over more advanced animation techniques, such as having your text moving across the screen, fading in and out of the screen. You can have it changing size, you can have it spinning on the screen, so I'll go over a few things like that in the next video. Thanks again, see ya.